IVM.
Hey guys, even though Elon Musk is trying to turn everyone into robots, you'll be happy to know that very real human beings work at IVM Podcast, and some of them are even cool. How do I know? Well, listen to their own podcast, IVM Likes, where they recommend what they are listening to, watching, or reading. Catch IVM Likes on the IVM Podcast website, app, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Geek Food Podcast. I'm Tejas.
And I'm Dinkar.
Welcome.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Thank you for according me a welcome.
Dinkar,
Yes.
how's it going?
It's going well. I'm interested in what we have to talk about today, which
So we're going to,
Yeah.
obviously, because that's what
movies
we
that
do.
are so bad they're good, I
yes.
believe.
Yeah, why did we come up with this idea? Oh, yes, I know, I do remember, yes.
It's an idea that's so bad it's good.
Well, no, it's not that bad.
It's a good idea.
It's a good idea. I think we spend a lot of time talking about the movies that we love to, talk about. We love to praise them and talk
Yeah,
about
I
how
think
good they are.
everyone has some moments of their life where they watch something and gone like, oh, this is terrible, but
I can't stop.
I can't stop.
It's a guilty pleasure, so to speak.
Yeah, okay. Maybe it's a guilty pleasure.
You can look at it in that perspective, I
There's
suppose.
some stuff worth dissecting here.
Yes. So, before we get to our guilty pleasures and movies that we think are so bad
Mm-hmm.
that they are hilariously good, this is, and I mean like unironically, as in ironically good.
Ironically,
yeah, sorry.
sure.
Okay, cool. But before that, we have some emails. Actually, we have email, but it's so long it could be two.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm gonna get to it now. This is from Salman Kareem, long-time writer.
Long time writer. I noticed his email is Dr. Salman.
He's a doctor.
Is he a doctor?
There are smart people who
Are you
listen
a
to
Dr.
this show.
Salman? Yeah.
Yeah, this is awesome. Dr. Salman, thank you for...
What's he saying?
This is interesting. His name is Salman Kareem, but his email address is spelt differently.
What?
I don't want to give away the spelling. I don't want
Okay,
people
yeah.
to spam.
Let's not hand out his
spam him.
email
Yeah,
address.
but anyway.
I mean, mostly it's going to be us spamming him. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Hey man, now what do you think of this week's episode?
Anyway, so Salman says, hi Dinkar and Tejas, T-H-E-J-S,
Oh.
but it's T-E-J-S. Anyway,
Right.
my favorite podcasters, love your show to infinity and beyond. Wow.
Hey,
nice.
thank you.
Thank you so much. Mission Impossible series. Yup, the colon is officially supposed to be there. I didn't say it, but yeah.
Woohoo.
Has
A
improved
colon
by...
right in the middle, like
Yes.
the human body.
Very good. Has improved by each movie since the past 12 years. We can rate it as the greatest action franchise series. Yeah, he agrees with us.
Thank God.
And he says the plot is wafer thin. Well, lucky I love wafers then.
Yeah.
And it's the same for every movie. He's disavowed by the government. He's supposed to get a MacGuffin from some black market dealer and thus save the world and clear his name. Yeah, that sounds about right. But come on, guys, we see it only for the action scenes and Tom's death-defying stunts. Many favorite action set pieces to choose from. So he's given his top 3 action scenes.
Ooh,
like we
sweet.
did.
Nice.
Yeah? Alright, so he's choosing his 3 just for the sole reason, as a geek and a nerd, there are scenes I would want to do in real life but will never get to do.
I mean, if we believed in ourselves
Yeah,
and we believed in Xenu
This is true.
and just...
The mission was impossible inside you all
Yeah.
along.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We could do it, man. Don't give up hope. Tom Cruise is like 50s and he's doing it.
He's been doing it from the time he was in his 20s, which is where we are just
Yeah.
exiting.
So if we start now, we can get caught up
By
around the
then
time
60.
of... Yeah.
Okay. So number 3. This is in reverse order. So number 3, the bike chase in Paris in Fallout. Pure adrenaline rush. I was so worried the Indian censor would put the sign riding on 2-wheelers without helmet is dangerous and spoil it. Luckily they didn't, but they did spoil the entire Kashmiri sequence with all its censorship.
Yeah,
so that
so
was
many
annoying.
odd cuts in there.
Yeah, why? Just say it's Kashmir. Yeah, we get it. It's a sensitive
I didn't fully
issue.
understand why we should censor the mention of Kashmir.
No. So they basically were saying that in that sequence they talk about how Kashmir is like a sensitive area in the region,
Oh.
and they're trying to drain it of its water and things like that. So that's basically
Right.
the point of the whole.
Come on, man.
It's
We'll
a-
censor the news also now. Oh, wait, you do.
Yes, exactly. Number 2, the dangling by the airplane in Rogue Nation. Yeah,
Ah,
that was a
nice.
pretty good stunt.
Yeah, that's a
I mean,
great
there's not
scene.
much going on there, but the fact that he does it at all is quite impressive.
It's just jaw-dropping.
Right. And number 1, our own Dubai Burj Al Arab climbing scene. Oh my God, is Salman from Dubai?
Oh, are you
and
from Dubai,
our own? Oh my
Oh, Arun represent.
God. Double whammy.
It was the Burj Khalifa though.
Yeah.
But I also make that mistake all the time.
The Burj Al Arab is the cockroach hotel.
Is the what?
The cockroach looking hotel? It looks like
it
a cockroach.
looks like a cockroach to you.
Doesn't it?
Did you know it's supposed to look like a sail?
Yeah,
I did not
know.
get that. Speaking of which, did you know our favorite theatre in Dubai, The Strand?
Yeah, of course.
Was supposed to look like a stapler?
Dude, I had no idea.
I didn't either.
What are these random things?
I read it in
these
newspaper.
household things which you find in Karama houses.
That's basically the boss walked in and went like, dude, you were supposed to submit that theatre design today. And the guy's like, yeah, here it is, and picks up a stapler off his desk.
And it became such a hit that he climbed the ranks so far that when they came into his next meeting and they were like, dude, you're supposed to send in the design for the Burj Alarm, and suddenly a cockroach was and he's just like, yeah, here it is.
A sail.
Anyway, oh god, Dubai jokes. Hashtag Dubai jokes.
There was this whole controversy that I don't know why we're getting into Burj Al Arab in so much depth, but there's this controversy that the architect who designed it built in a secret cross to represent Christianity.
Okay, yeah, I heard that as well. I heard this other thing that it is deliberately an offshore hotel because they wanted to conduct gambling in the secret under the underwater floors.
Underwater floors. You walk down and they're just like, all right, finally.
Doesn't it feel like primed for a James Bond sequence or something? Or now a Mission Impossible
surprised
sequence.
it hasn't been used yet.
Yeah.
Perhaps it was.
James Bond has not gone to Dubai, has he? No, he hasn't. I think because Mission Impossible shot there, so...
Yeah, they own that place now.
And now they just went to Abu Dhabi again. So.
Correct.
All right, cool. So Dubai jokes and stuff. He says, lost the number of times I've seen the scene. I don't think anything will top that in terms of audacity and spectacle that they achieved.
Yeah, man, what a moment.
I agree. He does talk about the in media res opening sequence of MI3.
Thank God.
Which is excellent.
Salman, believe it or not, we talked about the exact same moment. That's one of my favorite moments, and I mentioned it on the bulletin that comes out last week. I just realized.
Wow.
Yeah.
The tense was all over the place.
I know.
Okay.
That's because our timeline is all over the place.
This is true.
We are time travelers.
We are basically the X-Men franchise right now.
Yeah.
Or no, the Terminator franchise, which we should get to. He says the series was all uphill from then. NB. I don't know what NB is. Is it like a PS?
Yes, it is like a PS. I forget what it stands for.
Okay. Not bad. I predict our cruise man is actually going to space next installment because I don't think he has anything left to achieve on Earth.
Listen, yeah, basically he climbed to the top of the Burj Khalifa and then just jump.
You know what's funny though? Like I would say that would be a place that Bond has to go to next, but he's already been there.
Right.
Yeah. So there you go.
Cool. So then, I mean, how can Bond go there and Hunt not?
Because he's got other things to do.
Mission: Impossible Mars? Question mark?
Mission to Mars.
Mission
Impossible.
to Mars. I mean, he's got a lot of... this is basically... It's Tom Cruise's version of like, let's take a holiday here next week.
Yeah, this is true. But I think he's far too hardworking to even... I mean, like he's running with a broken ankle. That doesn't sound like a holiday to me. Maybe for Tom Cruise it does though.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right. So let's take a short break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about movies that are so bad that we love them.
Some time ago, 5 successful restaurateurs came together to form the Kolaba cartel. The founders of the table, Gauri Devi Dayal and Jay Yusuf, partnered with the founders of Woodside Inn, Abhishek Honawar, Pankil Shah, and Sumit Gambhir to open a new restaurant in Kolaba. If you've ever dreamed of opening a restaurant or love eating out, you want to listen in. The Kolaba Cartel. This exclusive 10-part series is hosted by Gauri Devi Dayal and Amit Doshi. Catch new episodes of the Kolaba Cartel every Monday and Thursday on the IVM Podcasts app, website, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey guys, we're back. We're talking about movies that are so bad that they're good.
Indeed.
Dinkar, tell me, what are so bad about movies that make them good?
You know, when you're watching a movie and it's so ridiculous that you're like, this
can't be real.
Yeah, this can't be real. You have like a out-of-body experience watching it. I want to say, there are people whose entire lives revolve around such movies.
What do you mean?
Just ironic enjoyment of...
Oh, sure. That way, yeah.
Like, How Did This Get Made is a podcast where
I love that.
That's a great podcast.
So, they did an episode recently on one of the movies that is in my list.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I actually went and checked, and I think pretty much all my movies were on the list. They've done at this point like 100 and something.
So they do it live, right?
Not live, meaning they do live shows, yes.
Yeah, they do the show live?
It's not always live. They also do it in a studio.
Nice, yeah. Oh, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
It's so good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it is a big thing. They don't shit on the movies too much also, I feel like.
No, they totally do.
Okay, how to put this?
As in they do it
It
not
doesn't
delicately.
feel malicious.
Oh, yeah. It's like they're just trying to be like, why?
Yeah,
you know?
why?
No, kind of like how, what's the opposite of when an actor receives a Razzie graciously?
Yes, exactly. The Razzies do that, for example.
Yeah.
That's an entire award ceremony based around like so bad they should be rewarded.
Well, yeah,
movies.
the only thing, and I was watching one of the movies on my list today, and I was just looking at it, and it's this huge, big budget movie, and I'm just thinking about it, and I was just like, wow, no mistake I make at the level at which I operate for like whatever I create
Yeah.
is so bad that it is not comparable to this like Ganchuan like
a
misstep.
disaster?
Oh my god,
Yeah.
wow. Some movies are just absolutely terrible.
you wonder
they've
how they could get that
man,
bad.
and they spend so much money on these movies that you're just like, wow, these are huge investments and the ROI must not have happened obviously, and you just spent like $1 million+ just trying to make something, and it was just like,
You know what? I can see
mistake.
as filmmakers ourselves. I think, like, I know for sure I've seen situations where the thing comes out and I'm like, oh my god, if I was a person watching this, I would not be happy with what I've made.
Yeah.
And so we wasted a ton of money that way.
No,
I'm sure.
I don't think we've wasted.
Oh, I have.
So okay, no. So contractually, when people have given us budgets to work with, and we have had
So
to
we
make
delivered
ads and
what we promised.
Correct. That's it. Listen,
Correct.
You are
But
not.
you made. So, I mean, it's entirely possible the crews working on these movies were like, we did a solid professional job.
Correct. They did the professional job,
Yeah.
but I'm just thinking like I think I hold it accountable maybe to the scriptwriter and the director. That's about it.
Typically, but I think
And
even
the actors
those
for saying
I
yes.
blame the process. I believe what happens a lot of the time is everyone slips up slightly and there's an avalanche effect where at the end what comes out no one is happy with.
Okay, let's
One of my
let's
favorite
start,
examples.
Let's start with an example, shall we?
A movie that I haven't actually watched in its entirety, though I've seen tons of clips on it. You've seen this movie where Whoopi Goldberg is cop partners with a dinosaur?
What? No.
I don't even remember what it's called. In fact, it's not even on my list.
Okay, cool.
I just want to mention it as
fair
an
enough.
example.
What's the name of the
movie? Oh wait, I'm going to look it up. But
Whoopi Goldberg, co-partner with the dinosaur.
yes, it's literally that ridiculous. And everyone involved in that movie is like, I don't know what we were thinking, but
I think
basically,
everyone was just high, like throughout the.
I'm going to Google
process
Whoopi
already.
Goldberg dinosaur. I'll tell you, or sometimes it's just one person calling the shots who's his decisions is what caused the train wreck. Like Himesh Reshammiya's first movie,
Which was
Aapka Surur,
Aapka Surur.
which I went to watch in the theatre.
Why did you do this?
Theodore Rex, Tejas.
Theodore Rex?
Theodore Rex.
Like T-Rex? The T
Yes.
stands for Theodore?
Here's
Brilliant.
the poster.
Brilliant.
I'm going to show you the poster.
Oh, so like this kind of dinosaur. Like the dinosaurs, the TV show.
Yes, like
Nice.
the
like an
dinosaurs type
anthropomorphic
TV show.
animatronic dinosaur.
The
Suit.
world's toughest cop is getting a brand new partner, and he's a real blast from the past.
That's genius. Oh,
Yes.
that's great.
I think we should please go and look up the poster of Theodore Rex. It will
Wow.
give you joy. So, yes, I was going to say that I had patience and
Fortitude.
fortitude. In my younger days, in the days of my youth,
Yeah.
I would watch a movie ironically. I went to the theatres, as I said, to watch Aapka Surur and
Ironically?
enjoyed the ton out of it.
Wow.
Of course I went
You don't have
ironically.
the-
I
you
don't
don't have
think...
that-
yeah,
That
I've
gumption
lost...
anymore.
It was I don't have in the twilight of my years, I don't
You were
have
just
the
drunk
patience.
on the wine of your youth.
Correct. And at my advanced age, I don't have the patience to sit through movies ironically. Because who's got time
got
for that
time?
anymore?
No one- ain't no
There's so
one got
much
time
good
for
stuff to
that.
watch now.
Yeah.
And secondly, I feel like the world as a whole has become so negative. Like, I don't like the internety culture of like, haha, look at these dumb people.
Trolling
when this
people, yeah,
stuff
yeah.
happens from a place of like malice, I feel
Yeah.
like, why laugh at them?
Yeah.
It's no one's fault really. So, for example, but we all have exceptions. Like, I don't get this Hello Friends Chai Pilo lady. I'm like, what? Let the lady do what she wants. Why are we
What is
all
this?
like, what?
Dude, don't even.
You don't live in the internet, or
I
what?
fucking try my best not to.
Right.
I just discovered what the Kiki challenge is. Oh my god.
Kiki, do you love me? The In My Feelings challenge?
Yeah, so
do
I
the
know the
shiggy?
song, obviously, but I just didn't. I was just like, why are people doing this? Like, are they crazy people?
Fucking Will Smith did it, dude.
I don't. Well, that makes it legit then. But
Yeah.
still, man, like, why do man? Does it unite the world, Dinkar? Am I being
This
too
does,
sour?
yeah. Kiki, do you love
But
me?
it's
United
not.
the world.
It's 1 second.
It's a great song.
Yeah, it's an. It's not his best song.
Oh my god.
Even
I
by
think
clo-
Drake
like-
lives on that line between great and terrible.
Like, for example, he's done stuff like. Actually, I don't like any of his rap stuff. I like more of his like R&B stuff.
Singy stuff. I like some of his
Like
rap stuff.
just hold on, we're coming home. That's his best song.
That's
straight
yeah,
up
that's his best
song.
song, props,
Yeah.
yes. And a lot of that is because of Majid
Correct,
J.
of course, yeah.
But he's got some good songs in this one. It's like 40 songs long.
I know,
So at that point it's just like there's some brass or like copper inside all that.
Fair
or
enough.
not
Okay.
gold. I won't go for gold.
Yeah, it's
Nice for
definitely
What
not.
is also a nice song. But how do we get onto this? Hello Friends Chai Pilo is basically this lady looking at camera and going like,
Hello friends, chai pilo, and then
she hands her a cup of tea to the camera and everybody's like, ha ha, look at this lady. I'm like, that's not funny. But then I think Venu Malesh is awesome.
Dude, Venu Malesh, I cannot believe I follow his career so
Dude,
closely.
he's a very good bad boy.
He's a true liar. Listen, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Venu Malesh, if you don't know who Venu Malesh is, just stop this episode like now
Yeah.
and go to
watch.
And obviously he made a cult cringe pop hit which was called It's My Life, Whatever I Want to Do.
It's my life, whatever I want to do.
Hey. What do you think of yourself? What the hell you think
Sorry.
of yourself?
I
listen,
tried to Venu.
Point is, the world of Venu, okay, is a very interesting one. And he just released a song, by the way. So he's been releasing songs periodically over the years, which I follow. I can't believe it. Every time, like literally, I see the notification. I'm like, hey man, guys, like Venu's released a new song. Like literally, it's
Yo,
like
the
that.
new Venu joint just dropped.
Exactly. And he just released a song, and I swear to you, man, Dinkar, it's not bad.
Are you serious?
As in, like, in the wake of everything terrible that he's done,
Yeah.
this has a like legit beat. I swear, if you remove Venu's vocals and you put like Bieber on it, it's a fucking hit, man. I swear. I'm not joking. I'm going to make you listen to it after this.
All right, cool. I'm
But,
going to listen to it.
But
This
okay.
happens with songs a lot. Remember Rebecca Black's Friday, which everybody thought was so stupid.
I
but
thought it was.
I thought it was an okay song.
No, I thought it was
We
bad.
just turned it into
no,
a
it was
man.
bad. You know what? What happens is, yeah, when you cross that line, you know, where it becomes like Rebecca Black must have been like this like naive girl. Her
I
parents, spent all this money on her getting a song made by a front of a company saying, "Oh, we can produce a good song." Put a
Correct.
black guy, do a rap, in the middle of the song, and he's just
Yeah.
in the car driving, and she must have fallen for it, like other families may
It's
have.
not her fault, yeah.
And the fact that her song was just the right balance for it to go viral, and then after that, all the hate that gets, like, take Ahmed Best, man, like for Jar Jar,
Yeah.
like all the articles that have been coming out about him and how he kind of went through a lot. Man, what does that do to somebody's
I
like life
know.
and their family?
Poor
And,
guys.
yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, or like
So I hate that.
the people who become memes like the Ermagerd girl.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
That's their legacy on the internet, which is poor.
unfortunate. Yeah.
Yeah, and the internet is unfortunately where most people's lives are like directed. Like,
Yeah,
they're
like,
pointed-
everyone
it's like
knows
what Joe
these.
used to say. It's like, oh, you don't have a TV? What's your other furniture pointed towards?
Yeah. So I guess what we're trying to say in this preamble is
Nice.
that where we like these movies in an ironic sense, but don't do anything mean-spiritedly.
Yeah,
guys.
don't do- yeah.
Like,
So I think
these
our-
movies are terrible, but don't go like, ha ha, what idiots. Go like, ha ha.
Idiots. No, but like in a funny.
Yeah,
like,
come from a
hearted
place of love.
Yeah, yeah.
Otherwise, friendship cancel with you.
Exactly.
My new best friend.
way. Yeah, exactly. And here's the thing, man. Our mission statement is to bring positivity and it's kind of like Star Trek almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We will bring positivity and light and good vibes.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, let's talk about movies that are terrible.
Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's take a short break.
Yeah.
And we'll come back and we'll dive straight in.
So it's been another great week on IVM Podcast. If you're not following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Last week, we launched a new podcast called the Kinetic Living Podcast with Urmi Kothari. It's a show about keeping fit both physically and mentally. Listen to our conversation with some of the most interesting people and how they went on their fitness journeys. On Cyrus Says this week, Cyrus speaks to Nihal Mariwala, co-founder of Setu India. They speak about health culture in this country. On Kolaba Cartel, I'm joined by Gauri, Jay, Abhishek, and Sumit, who reveal how they came up with the concept for the new restaurant, Miss T. On Geek Fruit this week, Tejas and Dinkar discuss all things in pop culture that are so bad they're hilariously good. This week on Shunya One, Sheila Ditya speaks to Nitya Sharma from Simple. That's the sign you see every time you have to enter the OTP for your payments on the apps that you use. On the scene and the unseen, Amit Verma speaks to journalist and China expert Manoj Kevaramani to dissect China's foreign policy and its impact on India. And with that, let's continue with your show.
Hey guys, we're back. We're talking about movies that are so bad that they're great.
All right.
Cool. What do we begin with? I want to start we're going to go with movies that are in our realm of things. The sci-fi pop culture, right?
More or less. Otherwise, I would have spent 45 minutes talking about Aapka Surur.
Correct. So
It's a mistake.
Disappointed. No, but
Disappointed should have been on this list, but Hercules was a TV show, right?
correct. Yeah.
Disappointed.
We're not restricting it to movies, are we?
This
we
is
just
true.
talked about like
I
music.
only thought
just
of
now.
movies. You're right. Yeah,
we should just talk about anything.
Yeah.
So though I will begin by talking about The Room, obviously, because I mean that is
The
a movie
king
that,
of the worst
the king
movies.
of worst movies. And that movie, do you ever find that these movies kind of like it's done a whole like 180 and it's now back in popular culture, but as a positive thing, right?
Yeah.
Like it started off being like a terrible film. People hated on it. People then loved it, became a cult hit. Then it got remade as a making of movie, like a
The
biopic.
Disaster Artist,
Yeah,
yes.
the Disaster Artist. It won
Which is
like
apparently just a great movie.
yeah, it won a Golden Globe. Mm-hmm. And like that's the guy's life now.
I guess that movie, Tommy Wiseau,
Wiseau, yeah.
right? Yeah, what a weird guy. I think a large part of why that movie became such a cult hit is also because of what a weirdo he is.
Yeah.
And that movie...
No, that movie is
honestly,
straight up, it's bad. Yeah.
And honestly, it's not... I've seen worse movies, probably. Maybe there was a lot of hype. Actually, I don't know if I've seen worse
I don't know if
movies.
I've seen worse. They may have been like, they're badly constructed films, like in terms of like plot, story, dialogue, maybe. But this is like a student film almost. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like badly edited and like,
That's
there is
true.
shitty dialogue and it's nonsensical.
Yeah.
But that's what makes this movie better than like say
I think a lot of it is the personality and intention behind the movie
Yeah,
as well.
probably,
Like
yeah.
you can't think of The Room without thinking of the dude who put himself in the movie
Yeah.
and like made himself look ridiculous.
and nobody knows why it's called The Room, right?
And
Like,
out of, nobody knows
Yeah.
because he dies in a room
yeah,
at the end.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh hi. Okay.
Sorry, spoilers by the way for The Room.
Which I
Oh,
love
my
when
bad.
that
Yeah.
yeah, he dies in the end.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
It's fine.
But it does remind me of a very similar arc with the original king of the worst movies, Ed Wood.
Oh, right.
Man,
Oh,
Ed
but-
Wood literally did the same thing multiple times.
Correct, that's true.
And he had, some would say, a more legit career.
And he had a movie which redeemed
essentially,
him in the eyes of
I
everyone.
love that
Man,
movie.
that movie is one of his
Tim
best films.
Burton's Ed Wood is really,
Fantastic,
it's
yeah.
like, because again, there is this, like, and Johnny Depp, I think one of his best performances.
Yeah. One of his early Tim Burton
One of his
guys.
early Tim Burton guys. So he just plays Ed Wood as this incredibly positive guy who's just out there to make magic with the movies.
Yeah.
And he convinces like Bela Lugosi, who was
Yeah.
at that time a washed up legendary actor, to come back. And there's this, like, one of my favorite scenes from that movie is this thing where there's a bodybuilder wrestler guy who he saw fighting a match once. And these are all true stories.
Yeah.
And he hired that guy immediately. He was like, "You are just so amazing looking. You have to be in my movie." So they put him in the movie. And one of his first scenes ever, he has to walk through a door. He's
Yeah.
playing like a big dumb assistant. He walks into the set by mistake. And the entire set kind of like rattles around. And he walks back and then walks out of the door.
Okay.
And the camera guy looks at Edward and goes like, "Should we do another take?" And Edward is like, "No, that's what he would be like in real life. Let's go."
Oh, God. Yeah. Man, Edward is solid, yeah.
Edward is solid.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
His most disastrous movies, considered the worst of all time, are within our realm, the sci-fi. Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Right, and then what else? So,
Manos Hands of Fate, I
My
believe.
gosh.
Oh, I'm not sure if Manos Hands of Fate is in Edward, but Plan 9 from Outer Space
have you
is in
seen any
Edward.
of these films?
I've seen a lot of clips from them.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know if I could sit through the entire things.
Oh, man, yeah.
But Plan 9 from Outer Space is quite ridiculous.
I feel like a lot of them remind me of like maybe Bollywood films in the 90s where it's just absolutely pointless like plotting and things just happen.
Yeah.
A lot of those movies would fall into this category. Like a lot of Bollywood films would fall into
Perhaps,
this category.
yeah. A lot of 90s Bollywood is so bad, it's good, of
But
course.
I think a lot of 90s is just like the place to find.
Yeah, a
it's
lot of
like
90s
it's
is
cream
like,
of the crop
what were
is in the
we-
90s. A movie I was watching with Mally today because I wanted to kind of just dive in and see again what the hype was about. But I mean, like not hype, but like how bad it was. Batman and Robin, man.
Batman
Straight-
Robin.
straight up, yeah.
It's
So-
on my list.
Yeah, you can't.
It's a perfect, so bad it's good movie.
Batman and Robin's got like some crazy Rotten Tomatoes score. Batman Forever, the greatest Batman movie of all time,
Of
has
course.
36% only So I
Okay,
you know,
cool.
the
Something
difference
wrong with the
between-
algorithm, probably.
There's not much difference between what people feel about Batman Forever and Batman and Robin.
But there's
though
such a
Batman
huge
Robin is
difference.
absolutely terrible.
It is
Oh my
objectively bad.
God. Wow.
Though
I saw the first 15
I
minutes
will
today,
say,
and I was just like, my
yeah.
goodness,
Oh man, I actually recently watched the opening credits with the Batman suiting up
Oh my
sequence.
God.
And right from that moment, there's this like
The two
super
shots
close-up shot
of his butt,
of the butt, yeah,
and then the nips,
and then the nips.
and what else is there? The crotch shots.
The crotch shots.
What?
There is the Bat credit card, which is
Obviously,
heavily
that's
used.
no, but man. So, couple of things I picked up while watching it today. One is in the beginning he says, "Chicks take the car.
Yeah.
Why can't I get a car?" And then Batman deadpans to the camera and he goes like, "This is why Superman works alone."
Yeah.
And I was just like, "There's a Superman reference in this?
I know.
Does this mean it's in universe
And
canon?"
this is like the first exchange, right? When they hop into the car right
yeah,
after
just
suiting
before.
up.
Now, you know what I would love? Mm-hmm. That maybe they shouldn't make a Batman movie, but they should make a Joel Schumacher Superman movie.
Just to complete the universe.
Yeah.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
that would be like the complete, just the completion of
So
that.
I feel like
circle,
I know what they were going for there. It's clearly supposed to be campy and super self-aware and stuff.
I mean,
They do not pull it off.
it's so bad. I mean, like, really, everything about that movie is bad. Like, man, the action, the stunts are terrible. But it's so watchable for some reason because it's so bright and colorful. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like Gotham is like this weird.
It feels like a bad issue of a comic book.
Yeah.
In
But
some
why did
ways.
we watch it? Like, why? I guess in the 90s. do you
Because
think
it
that a
came
lot
right
more-
after the greatest Batman movie
This is
of all
true.
time.
And a
I
lot
remember
more
watching
forgivable.
trailers for it, and there's a scene where Poison Ivy kisses Robin,
Yeah.
and I lost my mind for a month. I was like, what is going to happen in this movie? Has Robin gone over to the other side?
Yeah,
How
yeah.
could he do this to us? This is why Superman works alone.
Man, no. First of all, Chris O'Donnell, he's too old. He's like Ranbir Kapoor trying to play
I
a
know.
college
Well,
kid.
what a cast in this movie, dude. Freaking Uma Thurman.
Dude, Uma Thurman is hamming it
playing
up like
Poison
so
Ivy.
much. Oh my god, it's too good.
Everyone in this movie.
Wow, it was
Arnold
incredible.
Schwarzenegger, who was probably the only person who played it completely straight.
Yeah, exactly. No, man, Arnie is great. Like, Arnie is forgivable.
Arnie's forgivable.
You know, the most offense is George Clooney,
George
obviously.
Clooney,
Man,
dude. What is he-
the f*** was he thinking during
I
this
have
movie?
no idea. He couldn't live it down for ages, dude.
He still says that was the worst
The
decision
wo-
I've ever made in my life.
Yeah, imagine a movie like George Clooney, one of the most magnetic actors, one of the smartest
And he
minds
tries
in
so
Hollywood.
hard.
And he works so hard, and this movie almost destroyed his career.
Man, crazy.
It's-
Yeah, exactly.
That's
true.
how bad it was.
Wow.
What has Joel Schumacher done?
After that? No idea. We'll find out. But
I'm sure he's done stuff, but I forget.
I
But
think
yeah, this movie made him legendary.
He George Lucas, which is that he stopped making films and focused on his empire
Ah,
of toys,
right.
which is what he was trying to sell in the first place.
Of course, perfect.
I mean, he's gone on record to say that, listen, I know people give me a lot of shit about it. He's apologized for Batman and Robin, but he was clear. This was the brief. I mean, they wanted to make toys, and we had to make a movie to sell toys.
Okay, so
essentially.
perhaps there were two mistakes made in this movie. A, they followed up from Batman Forever, which was a fairly serious film.
Oh, he did a lot of movies after that, by the way.
Yeah, and I feel
Phone
like I know a
Booth,
lot of
which is
them.
a good movie.
Phone Booth is a good movie.
The Number 23, which is bad. Phantom of
Is
the
the
Opera.
number 23 the Jim
Jim
Carrey,
Carrey
one?
one.
Yeah, okay.
It's not great.
That was interesting, though, I will say.
It was interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
House of Cards. He directed episodes 5, chapter 5 and 6 of House of Cards.
Huh.
Wow.
Correct, so he's
He
done
was a
legit
costume
stuff.
designer. Wow, I had no idea. In the
Which is
in
why
the
he came up
70s.
with a brilliant idea. Let's put nips on that suit.
Oh, God.
Yo, Judge.
Everything must be a snug fit.
Yeah. Snuggle! More snug! Snuggest! So,
Oh, God.
again,
And you know what else
not
is
a
really-
bad director. It's just everyone made slight mistakes, though obviously
No.
Joel Schumacher and George are probably the most to blame.
Yeah. And the other thing is, what is the story of this movie, huh? It's first of all, they changed Batgirl's
Correct.
introduction.
She comes in
She
in-
is... Okay, so she enters still wearing her college uniform for some reason. All the way, she's like, oh, it's my niece, Barbara from England. She's come from England. She's studying.
Right.
And... she is my dear sister Margaret's daughter. And I was just like, why does she have a proper American accent and studies and lives in the UK
Yeah.
and has a friggin' accent? It didn't make any
Because
sense.
it's Alicia Silverstone.
She just does whatever she wants, man.
Such a 90s moment.
Such a 90s moment.
It was 90s, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be 90s.
God, it's so... And this is my favorite. So she's
That
talking
scene,
to
huh?
Uncle Alfred.
Right.
And he's just like, I'm trying to find my brother Wilfred. He was...
Alfred and Wilfred.
Alfred and Wilfred. Literally, it was like What's his brother's name? We don't have a brother's name. What's his name? Alfred.
Wilfred. Okay.
And his brother, this is so funny. His brother Wilfred was basically the butler for the Maharaja of Miranjanpur.
Oh my God.
In India, which is a floating court, which just moves around India and is not in one place.
What?
My God. And this was in the fucking 90s, man. I was like,
what is going on in this movie?
I guess he's talking about it that's like last where he saw. But even then, that would be only 40 years ago? We were independent. God damn it. We didn't have
we
that many.
weren't country of snake
We didn't
jumpers.
have friggin'. But dude, you know what's so funny though? Everyone who says hey man, you still go to school on elephants and stuff? Man, I was walking on the other day, there was a man riding a donkey, dude. He's just and that was his means of transport. And
Yeah,
was
I
just
had to get to work, dude.
Oh god. It's still a thing here in Bombay.
Oh well, yeah, it's fine.
Maharaja Miranjanpur.
One of my favorite moments from this movie, I remember, is when Mr. Freeze is telling the story of what happened to his wife. So it's Ani playing this super serious what happens to his wife? She's
The same thing she's got McGregor's syndrome.
McGregor syndrome, whatever. So he's giving this whole this is my dark origin story while looking like the most ridiculous person on the planet.
And Vivica A. Fox is his hot crony who just
Correct.
wants to get laid.
I completely forgot that.
And he's just I only thaw for my wife or something like that. I have no idea.
There is, of
my
course,
heart
that-
only thaws for my wife. And it's so funny because they've used the intro story from the darkest source, which is the
Yeah.
animated series. And they just put it
And
in
they
this
made
movie.
it the dumbest thing.
Andrea Romano, Kevin O'Connor must have just been what
Oh
is
my
going
God.
on, dude?
This scene where they freeze up most of the museum,
Yeah.
and Batman comes in to save the day, sliding on a frozen T-Rex,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly.
Something like that.
Yeah.
My God, it's bad.
This movie's terrible.
It's
but
bad. And Bane
it
is
does-
there also.
Right, and he does he's nothing like the Bane, He's like a Mr. Freeze henchman, correct?
He's Uma Thurman's henchman. He's
Ah,
poison
right,
ivy
yeah,
henchman. And he just repeats whatever she says last. So he's wearing a monkey suit, and he's just and she's enough of this monkey business. Time to get to work. And he's monkey work. So that's Batman and Robin. All right, what do you got next?
Next, I actually want to take us back in time to a movie.
further.
Further.
Okay.
The one that maybe started this trend. Superman 3, man.
Okay, cool. I was thinking about Superman 3 also.
It's
Superman
it's
4
definitely
even, man.
Superman 4. But
Yeah.
Superman 4 I feel is just bad. Superman 3 is actually so bad it's good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I can't recall it. Tell me the story again.
So, the gist of it is that Superman is fed some,
This is-
basically being affected by some shady kryptonite.
Correct, yeah.
So, the villain in this case, whose name I forget, but basically he's him and a computer genius type because it was the 80s and everything had to be computers.
This is 70s or 80s? Oh, this must have been in the 80s.
It must have been in the 80s,
yeah,
I feel
because,
like.
Yeah.
So they look up the formula for kryptonite and there's some unknown element in it, so they
Yeah,
substitute it with... yeah, but apparently here they looked up a chemical formula for kryptonite and created it, but there was one thing they didn't have, so they substituted with coal or some business like that.
Sounds adulterated kryptonite.
Adulterated kryptonite that they give to Superman, so it doesn't weaken him, but it turns him slowly evil. So
That's
it
like
starts
red
out-
kryptonite.
Kind of, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
But in this, was it red in this movie? I don't remember.
I
But
can't remember.
It starts with
I
him.
remember Quest for Peace.
Right.
Again, yeah.
So, in this movie, what it does is somewhat like Spider-Man 3, actually. It slowly starts turning him into a bit of a dick, so he becomes a bit more of a lech.
Is this the trope of all third parts of all superhero films?
But I feel like Spider-Man 3 did it well because that's a good movie.
It's a great film.
Superman 3 is definitely not. One of the a scene that I saw when I was a kid and stuck in my mind forever is he goes to the Leaning Tower of Pisa and straightens it.
Oh my
That's
God.
his act of rebellion. Screw you guys, the tower is straight now. And then there's this shot of one of those souvenir guys who looks at all his little models of the Leaning Towers of Pisa and he's like, oh, okay. And he throws them away.
Oh, that's actually reminds me of a thing from Asterix in and Cleopatra, where basically the Sphinx has a nose.
Oh, right.
And Obelix
And-
tries to climb it, and he,
and he breaks
the nose, and then all the souvenir guys are just like, oh crap,
Oh,
and they just
crap,
start
and they start
chiseling.
chiseling away. I remember that.
Yeah.
But one of the climax of this movie, or towards the end of the movie, this evil part of Spider-Man splits off into
Correct.
an evil Superman.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
The evil
But that's
Superman
what
and
happens
the
in Spider-Man.
Correct.
It's Venom, evil
literally
Spider-Man.
the same thing.
Is we are Venom.
But good Superman and bad Superman fight,
Yes.
and then the world is saved.
Nice. He doesn't
And
turn the Earth backwards again to turn it back in time.
when
You-
did
you
that? Was
think-
that Superman 2?
One? No.
One. No.
Two. Yeah.
Two, yeah.
And you think that once he has that solution on hand,
Why would you use it all the time?
All the time.
But here he doesn't realize why he's doing it. Just before this climactic bad versus good Superman fight,
Yeah.
he goes and gets trashed in a bar. And then
I thought Superman can't get drunk.
I know, but apparently he gets trashed. Then he stumbles out of the bar, and there are these two dudes who just look at him like, "What guy?"
Oh my god.
And I haven't even seen this movie again. This is stuff I remember from being like 5 years old and
My
watching it on
gosh.
TV.
Yeah, I can't recall it at all.
It is seared into my memory. It's bad.
Okay.
But
All
it's
right,
bad in
but
like
it's
a
good.
really
Yeah,
fun
but
way.
it's like it's Chris Reeve, man. You can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't not.
It's
Is
classic
it a Nick Donner
Superman.
film?
I think so.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it must be, right? The first 3 were for sure. I think 4 he wasn't.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Man,
Cool.
that seems strange though that he would. He's a competent filmmaker, man.
He just had some ideas. I feel like he could do this in a good way. Like Sam Raimi,
Okay.
I think did it in a good way with Spider-Man 3,
Dude,
and
he's a
people hate
genius.
on that movie.
I love Sam Raimi.
Yeah, he's the
great.
greatest.
All right. Shall we move on?
All right.
What medium has never found its way to success in film?
This feels like a riddle.
Yeah, it is. It's a question.
Video games.
Correct. So, I'm going to talk about the mother of all video games.
Mortal
and video
Kombat?
game. Yeah, of course.
Ah, I knew it. It's on my list.
Of course, if it's not on your list, like, it's impossible to hate this movie because
Yeah.
it's so good. But it's so bad also.
Oh,
Both
man.
the movies. Mortal Kombat
Objectively so.
Annihilation also.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, of course.
It's a,
Dude.
it's a classic, man. Oh, God, this is so good. All right, so Mortal Kombat
We would
1.
get together as friends and put in the video cassette.
Correct.
And go like, this is going to be a good night.
And somebody will go, Mortal Kombat. Dude, there are a lot of redeeming qualities.
That fucking theme.
That theme song is
Yeah.
def one of them.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, cool. So Mortal Kombat, it's a terrible film in the sense that it's quite badly paced and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What makes it really special though is that it tried. And
It tried. It tried its little heart
yeah,
out.
you think that the first movie is not actually all that terrible. It's not that bad. Is it?
It's pretty bad, isn't it?
I mean, like, it's got bad acting, it's got a bad script, but
Yeah, you've already ticked 2 major boxes on the way to being a bad movie.
But you know, what is it about the 90s that makes it so forgivable? I don't know.
It's definitely a fun movie for the kids, as we were kids
I
and
still
enjoyed it
enjoy
highly.
it.
Yeah.
I still enjoy it. I think it's just like, I may not watch Batman all that much.
The plot is less than wafer thin because it's clearly just a setup for a
But I
bunch of
love
fights.
wafers. Yeah, that's what Mortal Kombat is. What is the crazy
That's
plot
true.
of Mortal Kombat? So I want to skip to Mortal Kombat
They
2.
invented a plot where there was none.
Yes.
Right.
No,
The
I mean,
games
like,
are basically
no,
like,
but there's a plot
here's
in
a
the,
bunch
in
of
the game.
characters.
The game is like, it's a tournament and within
Yeah.
the different realms and you have to fight and blah, blah, blah.
And they kind of stuck to the game backstories
Correct.
also.
Yeah, and now the second movie starts almost immediately where
Oh my God.
the first movie ends. Okay,
Yeah,
which is
correct.
just like Raiden. Oh my God, who's played by James Remar in the second one?
Right.
Like they changed Raiden, recast Raiden, and because they couldn't get Johnny
I
Cage,
remember that.
they couldn't get Johnny Cage to appear in the second film.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally the first film wins with like Shao Kahn shows up at the end and he's just like, "Oh, you will not get away with this," and they're just like, "You can try."
And then they all do the
just like,
pose
"Hua!"
and the theme song
And
starts up.
Credits.
Amazing.
And then the movie starts, the second movie starts with like,
Yeah,
Shao Kahn
and they continue.
They continue, and he kills Johnny Cage in the first like 5 minutes of the
Oh
movie.
my God.
Oh my God. And then it continues to be really, really bizarre because it's about Liu Kang who goes into the nether realm.
Yeah.
And, what do you call it? He fights different like reptile and shit like that. And he fights, no, Goro was in the first movie. In this one, he fights like Jax and all are there. Man,
Jax is in this one, you're right,
God.
yeah.
This is bad.
Jax is
this
like...
one, this was particularly
this was
bad.
terribly bad.
Yeah.
I
Is
think
Sub-Zero
one
there in
is
this
still...
film also?
No, Sub-Zero's in one, no?
No, he saw Sub-Zero dies in the first one, I think.
Yeah.
But his brother was there in this one.
Oh.
Young, like some young other
Young
Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero?
Like his Sub-Zero's twin brother, right? Like freaking hell, I can't even remember this. Mortal Kombat
Scorpion
Annihilation.
is in 1 or 2?
He's in one.
He's in 1.
Get over here,
Get over here.
man. He's a classic character.
He's a classic.
Yeah.
I think, 1 is definitely bad. But also, it's so good.
It's all right. I think it works. Annihilation is actually. James Remar as Raiden is just the worst. He's like one of the worst actors.
There was a list that Vulture did a while ago where they ranked all the video game movies.
Oh god!
And Mortal Kombat was number 1
as the best.
They were like, it's not a good movie, but it's the closest we've gotten.
Really, right? Like there is no good video game.
Not a single one,
man. But they're not all so bad. Yeah, they're not all so bad that they're good. Like Tomb Raider is bad.
Tomb Raider is outright bad. That's why Mortal Kombat is good, I think.
Street Fighter with Jean-Claude Van Damme is probably good because it's so bad, but I just don't think I've watched it as much as I've watched Mortal Kombat.
Other movies, the 90s was a field game for movies like this. Because all the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies, the old ones from the 90s, I love them, but they're not good. First off,
I love those movies.
TMNT 2, Secret of the Ooze.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they are. Dude, Power Rangers, bro.
Power Rangers
was excellently bad.
Yeah.
Oh, another. But it's not. These are all movies that are not so bad they're good. Do you know? Power Rangers was good. The first one, I remember watching.
I don't remember it too well. I do remember it was awesome.
Yeah. And then there's Ivan Ooze.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So are you saying these movies are good? Because they're not.
I'm not sure.
We love them, but they're so bad.
I'm very divided, on that. Okay, cool. Let's take a short break.
Yeah.
We're going to come back and conclude with a few more of our favorite movies that are terrible, but they're great. And if you think we're going to be mentioning Nicolas Cage, you're damn right.
Yeah. Oh, I have an item on my list that just says Nicolas Cage's career? ?
Give me a word. या कोई भी लाइन. कुछ भी हो सकता है यार. क्या कहा आपने? टोपी. Okay. Mohan Joshi hated wearing topis. He felt suffocated in them. टोपी पहनते ही उसे स्कूल की याद आती थी. Where of course he had no choice but to wear a टोपी. But जिस दिन pass out हुआ, उसी दिन उसने अपनी टोपी का bonfire बना दिया. And since then, he'd never worn a cap or a hat. ना कड़कती धूप में, and not even to बचाओ from the ठंडी. But from Monday 26th February, Mohan Joshi had to wear a topi all the time. Why? Because if he didn't, everyone around him knew exactly what kya soch raha tha. They knew that he was wondering how the girl in the yellow churidar would look bina kapde ke. They knew when he was calling the boss a sadela tomato. They knew everything. पर ये सब हुआ कैसे? अरे भाई, यही तो स्टोरी है. और ये स्टोरी आप ही ने मुझे दिया by giving me the starting word. यही तो है The Croc's Tales. Words आपके, कहानी आपके लिए. Catch the stories on Monday and Thursday on the IVM website, app, and anywhere you get your podcast from. See you soon.
And we're back. We're talking about movies that are so bad that they're good. Yes, Nicolas Cage's career is definitely. I didn't
Oscar winner Nicolas Cage, a great actor.
There's no doubt.
A freaking great actor.
But his entire career has been such a farce in many ways, or so over the top, that now he's almost like leaning into it, like heavily.
Yeah.
And he's owning it.
Yeah. I was listening to an interview with Holly Hunter on WTF with Mark Maron, where she talks about how Nicolas Cage is one of the most amazing people she's ever worked with, because she's like, he does everything like all out. He does it.
Yeah.
He's not like, I'm gonna half-ass this one. He never walks into a room and half-asses it.
Yeah, I think it's that old guard of actors like Tom Cruise.
Like Tom Cruise, yeah.
Man, this guy was going to be Superman, dude.
I know.
And
have you seen that picture of him?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
So check it out. He was going to be Superman.
Mm-hmm.
He was named after Luke Cage.
Right.
And he played Ghost Rider.
Correct. And his son is a Superman reference, right? His son's name is
Kal-El? Yeah,
Kal-El or Jor-El, one of the two.
Something, yeah.
Yeah,
he's a nut. He's a fan. I think he's a nerd. I'll give him that.
He's a nerd for sure.
What is his... Okay, before we get to his terrible films, what are his good films?
Raising Arizona is a great one. Adaptation, he's spectacular in.
Adaptation is, definitely one of his best films.
Adaptation was a late period one. Raising Arizona was the first one that... the one that won in the Oscars, right?
Right.
If I remember correctly.
I will put this one out. National Treasure.
I like both of those movies.
Both of those movies are good.
They're pretty good.
Yeah.
National Treasure, the first one, was just such a nice, breezy, fun ride.
It's like Da Vinci Code, but good.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is.
Family-friendly Da Vinci Code. He was in a Disney movie.
Yeah.
Just think about that. Nicolas Cage was allowed to be in a Disney film.
Can you believe that? And movies like Night at the Museum just try to rip that formula.
Yeah.
And they're also decent movies.
Yeah, those are also nice.
Yeah.
I do like them.
Well done.
Yeah.
Good formula.
Good stuff.
But he's had his moments.
Also, no, sorry, just one word.
Yeah.
Race to Witch Mountain with The Rock and
Right.
Carla Gugino.
I haven't seen that, but that does
I
seem
love all
like
of-
it's
yeah,
the
yeah,
same
it's Disney movie.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Give us your favorite terrible Nick Cage movie. By the way, Con Air and stuff also.
no,
Not
I
a
think
bad movie at
Con
all.
Air is fine, dude.
It's
As far
over
as
the
I'm
top, but it nails the over the
No,
topness.
as far as I'm concerned, Con Air is your staple 90s action film. I'm not going to consider it to be... Like, a lot of people consider that to be a terrible film. It's like all the movies in the 90s were bad like
Exactly.
that, dude. Or like whatever. It's fine. I would say Face Off is like... I mean...
I want to take his face off.
Or like The Wicker Man. It's like... yeah, what does he say?
Something about the beast. Oh no!
You bitches! It was all for honey!
My final pick, since
Yes.
I have it
Okay,
on my
cool,
list,
cool,
I
cool.
won't even describe it, but Wiki Wild Wild.
Wild
Wiki
Wild West.
Wild West.
So this is a movie.
It's a bad movie.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah,
it's bad. But is it so bad it's good?
I find it
It's
uh,
like
really
Will Smith,
entertaining.
I guess, probably.
Because of Will Smith.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's
And the fact
ridiculous.
that they, what do you call it, have, what is the Stevie Wonder song?
I don't know. But it
The
does
Wild
have...
Wild West, it's like, that's what he does with all his songs, right? They're all like samples
Oh,
of
yeah,
like different...
We're going straight to... That one?
Yeah.
Is that a sample?
Yeah, of course, it's a Stevie Wonder song.
I didn't know that. No, Wild Wild West.
No, well, no, Wild Wild West, but he says like... something, I don't know. It's a Stevie Wonder song.
Oh, is it this one? Now, who you gonna call? Now the GBs. Is that a sample?
Mm,
That's the pre-chorus.
No, I think that's him.
It's one of his greatest songs.
You
Though.
didn't
I
know,
think that's
even
a large...
MIB was a sample, right? Like the...
MIB was a sample. I
the
forget
what's it?
what-
Don't let you remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also...
Man, Will Smith's
he's
hand
cool.
raps.
He's cool,
He's
he's cool.
cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's the only reason this movie is good.
Yeah, cool. So let us know if you have any movies that you think are so terrible that they deserve a mention on this show. Write to us, contact geekfruit@gmail.com.
Geekfruit HQ on all the socials.
Geekfruit HQ on all the socials. In fact, we have some interesting news as well. Dinkar, you want to tell peeps what's up
Oh
with
yes, we are
Geekfruit?
about to begin season 2 of our acclaimed show, The Nerdatorium.
Yes.
This is the announcement you were speaking of, no?
Yeah, I mean, I think it should be out by the time this episode comes out. No, it might not.
Uh,
By the time you listen to it.
It'll
I
be out
suppose.
soon.
Yeah, it'll be out
So,
soon.
yeah, follow us on the socials.
Yay.
And look for those.
Cool.
Did you know that Parsis in Mumbai, instead of being left at the Tower of Silence after they die, are now cremated? And why? Because a cow fell sick in the early 1990s. Did you know that the smog in Delhi is caused by something that farmers in Punjab do and that there's no way to stop them? Did you know that there wasn't one gas tragedy in Bhopal, but 3? One of them was seen, but 2 were unseen. Did you know that many well-intentioned government policies hurt the people they're supposed to help? Why was demonetization a bad idea? How should GST have been implemented? Why are all our politicians so corrupt when not all of them are bad people? I'm Amit Verma, and in my weekly podcast, The Seen and the Unseen, I take a shot at answering all these questions and many more. I aim to go beyond the scene and show you the unseen effects of public policy and private action. I speak to experts on economics, political philosophy, cognitive neuroscience, and constitutional law so that their insights can blow not only my mind, but also yours. The Seen and the Unseen releases every Monday. So do check out the archives and follow the show at seenunseen.in. You can also subscribe to The Seen and the Unseen on whatever podcast app you happen to prefer.
Shunyavan, 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 Shunyavan.
$1 billion acquisition. Another copycat startup got formed.
No, the tech world in India is surely moving double the speed of this voiceover.
Tune in to Shunya One every Tuesday to catch us talking to the smartest people we know on the IVM Podcast website, app, or wherever you get your podcasts from.